Hey friends, Presley Stutz here. I have the right to remain silent, but I do not have the ability. And my good friend Sam Manley.
Sam Manley.
Sam the man. If you need anything done, Sam's the guy to get it done, right?
That's right.
Hey Sam, last week we came on and we talked about the pre-election. Well, earlier this week actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Monday?
Monday
Yeah.
afternoon.
And so we had the election on Tuesday, and of course you all know what's up in the air with the president, and we'll get to that toward the very end. But it's true that if you don't run for office, you're never going to get elected. Right? And we have got a wave now. It's the beginning of a wave, a crest, where conservatives are getting involved. They're getting into the electoral process, and they're running for office. And Tip O'Neill said all politics is local.
Right.
And Plato said, if we refuse to get involved in the political process, then our punishment is that we're going to be governed by our inferiors. Well, we've seen that happening over the last 50 years here in America. But I just want to give a shout out today to three ladies, conservative ladies, who ran for school board, and they defeated some long-term incumbents.
Right.
Angie Mosley, Sarah Doolin, and Carolyn Stiles. God
School
bless.
board.
School board.
Congratulations, ladies.
Yes, for the Greenville County School Board. And Ashley Martin, you came in real close. It's just a heartbreaker that you lost by a few hundred votes. But Ashley, we're going to get them next time, right?
That's right.
We will get them next time. The key is, in anything we do in life, Sam, is that we never give up.
Just pass out mail-in ballots and you got it.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah. Pass out a few mail-in ballots.
You just got it. Just
yeah.
However many you need. Just.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a minute here.
No.
But anyway, people, there's some changes going to be coming at the Greenville County School Board. We don't make them overnight, but they are going to be made. But we've got three very strong, stalwart conservative ladies who are now going to be on the school board come January. And I think we're going to see some accountability start to be shown instead of the rubber stamping that's been going on.
And collecting a paycheck off the county.
And collecting a paycheck off the county, yeah. So anyway, congratulations, ladies, and also congratulations to our sheriff.
Hobart, thanks. Congratulations to you for your fifth election this year and victorious fifth election. So
yes,
you are now sheriff for 4 years, and we look forward not to having to vote for you until 2024.
That's right. He promised me, personally, I won't ask for your vote again for another 3 years. I said, well, wait a minute, you got 4 years. He said, well, I got to run for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
But Hobart did tie a record, I think somebody else, but it was his fifth because of the special election and the runoff. This was the fifth election that Hobart had to endure in 2020. I mean, 2020, Sam, just been a wacky year.
This has been a wacky.
Who would have thunk it, right? If there's such a word as thunk. I know there's not a word. All you grammar police out there, it's just one of my favorite.
Anything's a word.
Anything's a word.
Anything's a word in the year 2020.
Yes, but Sam, particularly, and we don't know the outcome yet, but if Joe Biden becomes president of the United States, I shudder. I haven't been sleeping well. I can't eat. I can't concentrate. I can't focus because of what's going on with this heist. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But thank God we've got a man like Hobart Lewis, who is a constitutional conservative, and he knows that the buck stops with him. He's got a line drawn around Greenville County, and we are the people that he is going to protect.
Well, it's never been more important now than that we have good, strong governors, state representatives, and county council, and so on and so forth, because now that we know that you don't have to play by the rules, we need to be able to defend ourselves by the criminals that are trying to heist the election in Washington, D.C. Yeah.
And Sam, shame on us conservatives. We've been asleep at the wheel for quite a while here.
Yeah.
We've allowed some liberals and socialists get elected to various offices. Right. As they say, elections do have consequences, right?
You're right.
And we've got...
Listen, I've listened to non-stop talk radio since and news, but I've listened to nonstop talk radio since Tuesday, Monday evening.
Yeah.
Monday
Right.
evening, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today. I have yet to hear an update on how the coronavirus is doing and how come it's not spiked or anything.
Oh, well, fancy that. huh?
Fancy that. It's
yeah.
not no longer a priority anymore.
Yeah, no. And what we're watching is an election heist, literally a heist taking place in broad daylight right in front of our very eyes.
We are.
But let's talk about that here in a minute. So, but Hobart Lewis, congratulations, sir. We salute you. Thank you for the service you've been giving us since the beginning of the year. And now that you're going to be in for another full 4 years, we want you to know that we've got you back. We know you've got our back, and we appreciate all that you stand for. And then we had a little shake-up with some out of 12 county council members.
Right.
There's been a turnover of 25%. 25%. 3 new county council members were elected.
Right.
Steve Shaw.
Congratulations, Steve. Good
Steve
guy.
is an attorney, a strong businessman, and a strong Second Amendment advocate. He's written a book on the Second Amendment.
Right.
So, Steve, congratulations to you. Stan Juvalakis. Stan's another businessman here in Greenville County. And Stan, we know you've got your conservative bona fides, and so we're looking forward to you and then serving along with Steve and Chris Harrison, another good, strong conservative. And we hope you're going to bring some common sense, particularly when it comes to reining in spending in this county. I mean, our budgets they go crazy. And county council has had this tendency, Sam, they'll tell you we haven't raised taxes in so many years. But what they do is they add this fee and that fee. And
That's another word for taxes.
Yeah. How do you spell tax? F-E-E.
Right. Not F-R-E-E either.
No. It's just the opposite.
Right.
But congratulations to those gentlemen here in Greenville County, and we're looking forward to seeing you give some good, conscientious service to the citizens of Greenville County. So we appreciate that. And then, Sam, if we can talk about some statewide races for a minute. Penry Gustafson, we want to give a shout out to you, Penry. Congratulations on your win. I think this is the biggest statewide upset this election cycle. Penry only had a 4% name recognition prior to this race, okay? And a big shout out to South Carolina's Conservative Future that came along, and they did not coordinate with her, but they got behind her because they believe in what she's doing, and there were some things done to help out there. But Penry, she's put in a lot of hard work over the last year. She's campaigned her rear end off, and she beat Vincent Shaheen.
Good job.
Yeah, and this guy, he's an attorney. He's been in office, since Reagan, I think. Maybe before. I don't know.
Ran for governor a couple times.
Ran for governor a couple times. And his law firm, somehow they got involved in the V.C. Summer nuclear debacle.
Right.
And his law firm somehow billed the state of South Carolina over $10 million.
Right.
Again, part of the good old boy corruption system. And that's the problem in South Carolina. These good old boys, they scratch one another's back, Sam. And so, Penry, congratulations on that upset. Stay strong, stay true to your conservative principles. We appreciate you. Chris Smith, down around the Lexington area, he is in a recount right now. Again, Chris, it was, his name recognition wasn't very high. Another good, solid conservative. And we'll see where that goes. He hasn't won yet, but there's a recount going on. He may not win, but I tell you what, he gave it a valiant try, and he scared the bejeebers out of his opponent.
Right.
Okay? And then you want to talk about Nancy Mace a little bit?
Nancy Mace, who was she running against down there?
Well, she ran against Cunningham in the 1st Congressional District in Charleston.
Nancy Mace, that was a toss-up too. Nancy pulled something off by unseating and getting elected there in Charleston.
Yeah.
So hats off to Nancy. We're pulling for you. You're in a very, what you'd say, liberal area.
Yep.
So we expect good things out of you down there in the Lions Den.
Yep. And so Nancy has got a strong liberty streak in her, a good conservative streak in her, and she's going to Congress. And we won back one of those blue seats that Cunningham had.
Right.
He only had it for 2 years.
That was 2 years too long.
2 years too long. So congratulations, Nancy. And then let's talk about Lindsey Graham. We talked about him last time.
We talked about him last time. Lindsey, convincing win.
Yep.
So the way I looked at it Tuesday night, Lindsey pulled it out.
10-point lead, 10-point win.
Bill Bledsoe come in second, thanks to Jamie Harrison and all his campaign favors.
Well, I don't know if he came in second, but Bill Bledsoe got a lot of
lot of votes and got a lot of
name recognition.
Congratulations, Bill, and his name recognition is a whole lot better than Jamie Harrison. And Jamie Harrison was sent to the House.
Yep, he was sent home.
Sent home. No
Yep.
racist leftists that got elected this time. So
Yep.
Lindsey was able to hang on, and it's no surprise that we don't agree with Lindsey on everything.
No.
But
But
what we're going through right now with the election, with the president right now, and the heist that's being, I'd much rather have Lindsey in the seat than Jamie Harrison.
Oh, absolutely. And so it looks like we're holding on to the U.S. Senate. We gained several seats in the House. It's really neck and neck. We weren't expected to gain the Republican seats in the U.S. House of Representatives that we did. I think we gained 9 or 10. There's several races still outstanding, so we're looking forward to that. I've got a good friend out in California, Colonel Buzz Patterson.
Right.
Buzz actually carried the nuclear football for Bill Clinton back in the 90s. And Buzz wrote a book called Dereliction of Duty. You wouldn't believe this, but Clinton lost a nuclear codes 3 different times.
I can imagine.
While Buzz was serving with him. But having said that, Buzz is out there in liberal California.
How did he do? Did he?
Well, only 59% of the votes have been reported so far. So I think he's looking like he's winning. So the Democrats are probably figuring out how to.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's what they do in Pennsylvania and Georgia and Michigan and Wisconsin.
Yeah.
If you're not winning, the Democratic strategy is you keep counting until the numbers fit what you've got.
Yep.
You take a break at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock. We're going to come back and count in the morning, which is against the law. And mysteriously, 100,000 Biden votes just show up
in Wisconsin and Michigan.
Yeah.
Between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m.
How do you blow a
on Wednesday
700,000 vote lead in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
To Joe Biden, and at night, not raising the eyebrows.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of the press conference, a little bit that I could take from Pennsylvania. Those guys, it's sort of ironic that the place where liberty started could be the place where liberty dies.
I hadn't thought of that, Sam, but
in Philadelphia, so we need to. And here's my thing: I'm nowhere near giving up. I'm a patriot from a patriot's heart.
Right.
If we have to endure, which I hope that we don't, I'm hoping that President Trump and his administration have some kind of game plan that they're giving the Democrats enough rope to finally hang themselves in some illegal activity, and we can prosecute and and get this election straight. I'm holding out hope for that, but it's just crazy.
You're right. So I can tell you that the last I checked, there were several dozen lawsuits that have been filed.
Right.
Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona that we know of. Those are 7 key states where we've seen some monkey business, let's just say that. I don't know how in the world 100,000 votes come in less than an hour and in the middle of the night between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m.
And they're all Biden.
And they
how can they all be Biden?
It's statistically.
How can you have 101%? And was it Wisconsin or Michigan that they?
Wisconsin, yeah.
101%.
Yeah, and more people voting than they have registered.
Listen, it's frustrating. We live in South Carolina. We're a red state.
Yeah.
It's frustrating that we can't do more. this ball game, he's still the president until January 20th.
Right.
He's still the head law enforcement officer in the country. We still got Attorney General Barr who's there.
Yeah.
It's sort of, and I think it's by design, but the president hasn't really been very vocal in the last few days.
Right.
He's made some comments, and he's made people aware of that. He knows what's going on. But my thing is, as well as this was orchestrated by the Democrats during the coronavirus and mail-in votes, I mean, the pieces of the puzzle are starting to fit together.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you need so many mail-in votes? On a regular election year, you wouldn't need so many. You wouldn't have a reason to push mail-in votes. But we got coronavirus at the early of the year, so
Sam,
there's a lot of things that don't add up that we need answers to, and I'm hoping that President Trump is getting ready to find out some answers.
Yeah. So 2 and 2 doesn't make 4.
Right.
We're watching this heist take place right before our very eyes. I mean, it's a robbery in broad daylight.
Right.
And I know the president. He has a number of able-bodied, well-versed attorneys in all of these states that are fighting these lawsuits. I don't foresee this being settled anytime soon. It's going to be quite a while before the fat lady sings.
And maybe after Thanksgiving.
Maybe after Thanksgiving. Well, in 2000, Bush v. Gore, it went until December.
That's fine.
Hey,
listen, as long as we come out on the right side of this, December's fine. I can wait till December, but I want people held accountable. I want people in Pennsylvania held accountable. Just because it's your state doesn't give you the right to vote after November 3rd.
You just hit on something that tells me why the Democrats, they will do anything to lie, cheat, steal, and they'll even kill. Okay.
Democrats is being nice. Socialists.
Okay. Because this is an attempted socialist coup going on in this country
right now.
And people, you can vote your way into socialism, but you're gonna have to shoot your way out. Okay. And I'm telling you, we are looking at something very, very dire. We think Barack Obama was bad. He just laid the foundation for what would happen. Because, trust me, Joe Biden, he's almost like Bernie, Weekend at Bernie's. They're carrying him around. And I don't give him 6 months in the office of the presidency before he either dies with the brain aneurysm or they declare him incompetent. And then they're going to put Kamala Harris in. And she's the girl that they want in because she will do anything to get power and control.
Well, if you can't get elected, you might as well get appointed.
There you go, and she got appointed.
Exactly right. It's one of those things where the socialists are trying. I mean, like you said, this is a socialist type takeover, and we've got to. I mean, how in the world do you come from behind 700,000 votes in Pennsylvania? And Fox News is trash. Fox News is trash. You got Hannity and Tucker Carlson on Fox News. The rest of it, you might as well turn it off. I can listen to Hannity on the radio.
There you go.
But you got...
I'm going over to OAN or Newsmax.
Newsmax, I've already downloaded Newsmax
yeah, I've got it on my phone.
The mainstream media, I've unfriended or unfollowed YFF, WSBA, WBFM out down in Myrtle Beach.
Listen, last night, Sam, I was at a meeting and we were sitting in a restaurant and they said the president's coming up. So they turned the volume up and they happened to have NBC on. But okay, it was bringing a feed in.
Right.
But right below the president, as he was speaking, this little chyron, it says the president falsely claims election fraud. I mean, I've got a screenshot on my phone where they actually said that. And then they let him talk for 4 or 5 minutes.
And they went away from it.
And then they cut away, and then they started talking about how the president was lying. And we said to the owner, we said, look, find another station quick. He found us another station, and we watched the rest of the president's speech.
Right.
But I can guarantee you, Joe Biden's coming on at 8 o'clock tonight, and they'll carry every single second of that.
In socialist countries, when you have socialist party in power, the media is propaganda, so we have a socialist media. And
it was the media providing their billions of dollars of propaganda that helped Joe Biden get the votes that he got. But that wasn't enough. They had to resort to lying and stealing the election.
Well, here's the thing, and I hate to use this word, but only a fool would have believed them anyway.
Yeah,
only a fool would have believed that what the media was preaching and what the media was saying. Yeah. This came down to ballots, mail-in ballots that were brought in. I mean, there needs to be a recount in all these states with people from both sides there close enough to see the ballots that are not truly marked, not stamped, not closed, marked with the wrong pins. How can you win the Senate and gain seats in the House but not win the presidency?
Yeah, I know. And, there needs to be accountability. What is wrong with showing up in person, producing your driver's license, signing your name, attesting that you are who you say you are, and getting the one man, one vote privilege? But instead, Project Veritas and other organizations have uncovered just thousands, tens and hundreds of thousands of these mail-in ballots that have just been brought in illegally. Sam, we hit on another thing earlier that I wanted to talk about before I forget about it. What are they covering up, you said earlier, and that made me think about this. Folks, if Joe Biden becomes president, all of the investigations from Hillary Clinton to Barack Obama to Joe Biden himself, and Joe Biden, he's a walking national security threat. He is blackmailable. He's probably already been blackmailed. China has Joe Biden in their back pocket, okay? China will run and control this nation from Beijing, okay? Strzok, Comey, Lisa Page, Chris Wray, Brennan, all of these dirty swamp creatures, all of these people who were doing criminal activity, they were committing criminal activity, all of that people is going to be swept under the rug, and you'll never see the light of the day of it if Joe Biden is seated as president of the United States.
Well, and him and Hunter both are pedophiles.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't even want to get into that because it's just bad, it's bad. So anyway, folks, Sam and I were sitting here. It's a Friday afternoon. We should be going home to our families, enjoying the weekend. But we're here coming to you with this live video feed on Facebook, as well as on our podcast that'll be coming up here.
Please share our Facebook page, Patriots on Point. Share our videos when you see them. It's all about grassroots. This is grassroots of trying to get out information. Just being interactive. I mean, this is not about me and Presley. This is about getting you guys involved and making you think, making you get involved, asking the right questions, and holding our elected officials accountable.
Yes.
Right now, that has not been the case. We were told about this. I went to the President Trump's rally in Gastonia with you.
Right. Yep.
Before this, the president had warned us that this was coming.
Yep. He's been warning for months.
Now, he didn't tell us what his plan was. He knew that it was coming, so I'm assuming that there is a master plan that we do not know about, and that will be...
Well, it'll be played out in the courts.
It'll be played out in the courts.
And all of this will end up going to the Supreme Court, and they will make a decision in based upon the law, not based upon what's convenient, and not based upon what's cheating.
Yeah.
And we'll end with this. This very problem that we're looking at today is why it was so important that Amy Coney Barrett got confirmed before the election.
Why do you think they wanted to delay it?
They wanted to delay it because they knew she's a conservative, and they did not want a woman who's actually going to apply the law rather than emotions to whatever's going on. So we're thankful that Amy Coney Barrett has been seated, and stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. But this will be going to the courts.
Hey, I posted this on Facebook, and we'll close with this, I think.
Okay.
Even Satan thought he had won until 3 days later.
There you go. Wow,
So
I love that. That's a great word to close on.
That
Sam.
will be because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the other side that knows no morals, no rule of law,
Right.
And they're the part of the Antifa, Black Lives Matter group. So stay tuned. The fight's not over with.
Yeah, it's Friday, but Sunday's coming.
Yeah, there you go.